The ruins were Ace's classroom. The crumbling buildings, his textbooks, every distant explosion, every eerie silence was a lesson waiting to be learned. The city was alive in its own way, and Ace felt a deep connection to it, as if it were an extension of himself. His father, Thane, a grizzled veteran of countless battles, was the only teacher he'd ever known. With each passing day, he imparted his wisdom, sharing stories of survival and the importance of staying vigilant. From the time Ace could walk, he was trained. His tiny steps were guided by Thane's strong hands, leading him through the debris and teaching him to move silently, like a shadow. Combat became as natural as breathing. Each day was a new challenge, a new skill to master. Ace learned to anticipate his opponent's moves, to strike with precision and to defend with agility. Swordplay, archery, unarmed combat. Thane drilled him relentlessly. The training was grueling, but Ace never complained. He knew that each lesson was a step towards becoming the warrior his father wanted him to be. They lived off the remnants of the old world, their makeshift cabin, a sanctuary on the outskirts of the ravaged city. It was a harsh life, but it was all Ace had ever known. The ruins provided everything they needed, from food to shelter. Ace learned to track prey, scavenge for supplies, and survive on his own. He became adept at reading the signs of the city, understanding the language of the ruins. Each successful scavenging mission was a testament to his growing skills. Thane was a harsh teacher, demanding perfection, but Ace knew it was because the world they lived in offered no second chances. Mistakes could be fatal, and Thane wanted to ensure he was prepared for anything. He pushed himself, driven by a desire to make Thane proud. Every bruise, every scar, was a badge of honor, a sign of his dedication and hard work. He often wondered about his mother. In the quiet moments when the city was still and the fire crackled softly, his thoughts would drift to the woman he barely remembered. She existed only in faded photographs and Thane's hushed stories. Her presence was a ghostly whisper in their lives, a memory that lingered in the corners of their home. A beautiful woman with kind eyes and a gentle smile. Ace could see her kindness in the way Thane spoke of her, the way his eyes softened when he mentioned her name. Ace treasured these glimpses into a past he barely remembered, clinging to the warmth they brought in the face of his harsh reality. The photographs were his connection to a world that seemed so different from his own. Thane always promised that one day, when Ace was older, he would know the full story, a story that held the answers to the questions that haunted him. But that day seemed a lifetime away. Until then, Ace would continue to learn, to grow, and to prepare for the day when he would finally understand the truth about his past and his place in the world. The world Ace knew was divided into three factions: the Sky People, the Dwellers, and the Hunters. Each faction had its own unique way of life, its own struggles, and its own secrets. The Sky People, shrouded in mystery, lived in floating cities high above the ground, their origins and purpose unknown. They were a reclusive group, rarely seen by those who lived below. Their technology was advanced, and their cities were marvels of engineering, suspended in the sky by forces not fully understood by the other factions. The Dwellers resided in heavily fortified settlements, seeking safety in numbers from the ever-present danger that stalked the land. Their lives were built around community and defense, with each member playing a crucial role in the survival of the group. The Dwellers were known for their resilience and their ability to adapt to the harsh conditions of the world below. The Hunters, a scattered independent breed, dedicated their lives to protecting the other factions from the beasts that roamed the wilds. They were the first line of defense, the shield against the darkness. The Hunters were skilled warriors, trained from a young age to track and eliminate the threats that lurked in the shadows. The beasts they fought were relentless, and the Hunters had to be ever vigilant, always ready to face the next threat. Their lives were ones of constant danger, but also of great honor and purpose. As Ace approached his 10th birthday, the intensity of his training under Thane increased. Ace began to question his father's motives, feeling the weight of his legacy. Thane's response was cryptic. "The world is not always black and white, Ace. Sometimes it's the grey areas that define us." Ace's training became more focused on combat and tactics. Thane taught him how to wield a sword and navigate the dangers of the wild. The hunters were all that stood between humanity and oblivion. Their bravery and skill were the only things keeping the darkness at bay. They fought not for glory or recognition, but for the survival of all. Their unity and strength were their greatest weapons against the encroaching darkness. Ace, trained from birth to face this threat, felt a thrill course through him whenever he thought about joining their ranks. He would honor his father and protect the innocent. The legacy of the hunters was one of sacrifice and heroism, and Ace was determined to live up to that legacy. His father had been a hunter, a hero who had given his life to protect others. Ace carried his father's memory with him, a constant source of inspiration and motivation. Ace knew that his path was not an easy one, but he was ready to face whatever challenges came his way. With courage in his heart and his father's legacy guiding him, Ace was prepared to stand against the darkness and protect the world he loved. On Ace's 16th birthday, his father Thane presented him with a worn, leather-bound book. As Ace opened the book, he discovered a cryptic message from his mother, Luta. The message spoke of a vision she had foreseen. It hinted at Ace's destiny and the role he would play in shaping the future. The weight of his mother's words settled on him, a mix of excitement and responsibility. He knew that his path was now clearer, his purpose more defined. With the vision of his mother guiding him, Ace was ready to embrace his future. Ace's 16th birthday dawned bright and clear. After gathering firewood, Ace returned to find his cabin engulfed in flames. He rushed towards the inferno, only to be confronted by a ruthless killer wielding a double-sided axe. The killer struck Ace, sending him crashing into a nearby tree. Enraged and fueled by adrenaline, Ace snapped. In a fit of fury, he rushed towards the killer. With inhuman strength, Ace pulled the killer's beating heart out of his chest. The heart pulsed in his hand, a testament to his unyielding will. The forest, usually a place of serene beauty, now felt like a nightmare come to life. Among the ashes of their cabin, Ace discovered a mysterious device. He picked it up, examining its strange markings and intricate design. Despite his efforts, he couldn't activate it. Frustration boiled over. Ace gritted his teeth and, in a moment of anger, tried to break the device. Instead of shattering, the device emitted a soft glow. A holographic projection flickered to life before him. Thane's image appeared, his expression serious. "Ace," he began, "if you're seeing this, it means I've failed to protect you." Thane's voice was steady, but there was an underlying sadness. "The truth about your mother, Luta, and our relentless training, it's time you knew. Luta was not just your mother. She was a humanoid dragon beast, a protector of our world. She died protecting me from a snake-like beast with multiple heads. But there's more. A humanoid beast named Array, a friend of Luta, holds the key to unlocking your true potential. Array is unlike any creature you've faced. To understand your powers, you must seek him out and learn from him." Ace felt a surge of determination. His father's message was clear. He had a purpose, a mission that went beyond survival. The hologram flickered and faded, but Thane's words echoed in his mind. Ace knew what he had to do. With a newfound resolve, Ace set off into the forest, ready to find Array and learn about his powers. The weight of his father's last words guided his every step. The forest around him seemed to whisper of the battles to come, the leaves rustling with secrets yet to be uncovered. Ace's journey was just beginning, but he knew he was not alone. His father's spirit, his mother's legacy, and the truth about Array would guide him. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but Ace was ready. He would face whatever came his way, armed with the knowledge and strength of his lineage. Ace returned to the clearing the next morning, his heart heavy with a mix of dread and determination. The ground was littered with the aftermath of the battle-broken weapons, shattered trees, and blood. So much blood. He found his father's body lying crumpled beneath a fallen log, his face frozen in a mask of pain. He knelt beside him, his grief a physical ache. He was alone. As he reached out to close his father's eyes, he noticed a glint of metal beneath his hand. A locket clutched tightly in his father's grip. He pried it open with trembling fingers. Inside, he found 2 photographs. One was of his mother, her familiar face bringing a fresh wave of sorrow. The other photograph showed a creature he had never seen before, humanoid in form, but with piercing yellow eyes, sharp claws, and fur the color of midnight. It was beautiful, terrifying, and strangely familiar. His father's words echoed in his mind, words he had spoken in his final moments. "Your mother, she wasn't human, Ace. She was one of them." Ace realized he had turned into a dragon hybrid to defeat the beast. Now he set out to find Array, his mother's friend, to understand his new powers and his destiny.